Okay, so get a thread base going. Again, this is as big as you want to go with one of these flies. This is a Copper John is usually a smaller nymph, but once you've got your thread down, spiral forward, and you're going to tie in the heavy copper. Okay. Again, don't crowd your eye. Wrap the copper down really nice and tight, right along the top of the hook shank. And once you've done that, then spiral it back up to where it first tied in. So it's got to be about 3/4 of the way up. Okay, so now you've got your thread down. You got a wire. You're going to tie in just like you did with the previous fly, a little tail right on either side of that wire. So you can take your biot stem. So you're going to have a nice little tail coming off the back with the biots. You've got your tails in, you've got your wire tied up. You don't want to crush the tail. So you come up and you wrap forward. So through and forward, and then you just nice consecutive wraps right up to where your thread is.
So they're tight wraps?
Yeah, really, really tight, as close as you can get them. Like, try not to gap it at all. Your wire is going to come about 3/4 of the way up. Don't crowd your eye. We're going to cut the wire right as close as you can to the hinge. Okay. And then just overwrap the first bit of copper just to smooth that out. Okay, now we're going to tie in that crazy piece of plastic I was handing out.
The carapace?
The carapace. You want it about as thick as the fly itself. So if you've got your plastic, take your scissors. Again, you don't need much here, but kind of just split it down the... See? Just cut your plastic so you're splitting it and create a little pointed bit as well. So you're going to end up with, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you're going to end up with a wedge of plastic there. Okay? And you're going to tie it backwards with the thin part going down and the thick part going off the back.
Thick part off the back?
Yeah. So you tie the thin bit in. Line it up so it's nice and square and flat. Okay, then you're going to take that sparkly stuff I was handing out, Flashaboo. Okay, now you're going to take about 2 or 3 strands of the flash, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to tie it so it's hanging off the back. So we've got the plastic down and then a bit of Flashaboo on top of that. Everything just hanging off the back now. Get about 3 or 4 strands of the peacock. You don't need much, just a couple of strands. And again, you're going to tie it, the butts at the eye, and you're tying backwards. So you start off at your eye and then you tie it backwards, and then advance your thread forward and stop it right behind the eye. Now, very carefully, it's probably a good idea at this point just to give your peacock herl a little twist around each other. So just it kind of reinforces it. But we're not going to use the wire technique here, so we're just Just take your fingers and twist the peacock. And then gently, nice tight wraps, advance it forwards. And all you need is about this 2, 3 wraps forwards. And once you get to the top, stop it and tie off. Okay. And once you secured that, you can trim it. Take your flashaboo. Line it straight up over the top of your hook and then pull it forward over top of the peacock that you just put down. And then wrap it off at the front. Trim. And now we're going to take the plastic and you're going to bring it forward over the eye. Snug that up just over the eye. Do 2 loose wraps and then snug it really nice and tight. Okay, and pull your plastic backwards and put a wrap in front of it. And this just keeps the plastic from like going over top of your eye. And now you can trim it. Just take on one side, just put a little nip on one side and then come around the other side and then tear it off. Okay, and then whip finish and away you go. You're done.